Did you know that the best meal to clean out your arteries might actually be no meal at all? Hi there, and welcome to Timeless Wisdom, your trusted guide to better health, clearer thinking, and a longer, more vibrant life after 60. Today, we're diving into one of the most talked about topics in heart health, how to keep your arteries clean and your heart strong. But be warned, what you're about to hear goes against what most people think, including many doctors. Stick around, because the truth might surprise you, and it could just save your life. Let's clear up two of the biggest myths about clogged arteries, because understanding the truth is the first step to protecting your heart. Misunderstanding number one: plaque clogs arteries like hair clogs a drain. That's a common image, but it's not quite right. Your arteries aren't rigid pipes like the ones under your sink. They're living, flexible tubes, more like soft garden hoses. They can stretch, adapt, and even grow new branches over time. So, when plaque builds up, it doesn't just block blood like a cork in a bottle. It creates inflammation in the artery wall, and that's what leads to danger. Misunderstanding number two: you can clean out plaque like scrubbing a pan. We wish it were that simple. But here's the truth: plaque can't be scrubbed away. It can only be stabilized. There are two types of plaque. Soft plaque. This is the dangerous kind. It's inflamed and can burst suddenly, triggering a clot, and that causes a heart attack or stroke. Stable plaque. This type has hardened over time. It's unlikely to rupture and much less risky. So our real goal isn't to remove plaque. It's to calm it down and keep it from causing harm. And the best way to do that? It starts with lowering inflammation and understanding how your metabolism affects your arteries. We'll explain that next. Instead of asking, what's the best food to clean my arteries? Here are three better questions that truly protect your heart. Question 1. How can I reduce my risk of heart attack or stroke? This is the real concern, isn't it? Staying active, staying independent, and living well into your 70s, 80s, even 90s. So the right question isn't about removing plaque, it's about lowering your risk. Question 2. How can I find out if I have dangerous, soft plaque? Soft plaque is sneaky. It may not show up on a standard stress test or cholesterol panel, but it's the kind most likely to rupture and cause sudden harm. We'll show you a safe, simple test that can reveal it. Question 3. If I have soft plaque, how do I stabilize it? The answer to this question could change everything, because once plaque is stable, it's far less likely to cause trouble. And guess what? You can do a lot, naturally, to help make that happen. These are the questions that matter, and they all come back to something called metabolic health, a silent force behind most heart problems. Let's look at how it works. It sounds dramatic, but the insulin spiral of death is very real, and it's quietly damaging millions of hearts, especially as we age. Here's how it works. 1. Your body becomes less sensitive to insulin. This happens slowly, often without symptoms. It means your body needs more insulin to handle the same amount of sugar. 2. Your insulin levels rise. High insulin blocks your ability to burn fat for fuel. That leads to weight gain, especially around the belly. 3. More body fat makes things worse. Fat tissue isn't just sitting there. It sends out hormones that increase insulin resistance and increase inflammation in your arteries. 4. You crave more food. Since you're not burning fuel properly, your body keeps asking for more. Hunger increases, even when you've eaten enough. This is how a small metabolic issue turns into something much bigger, often long before a heart problem shows up. Here's the part that surprises many people. You don't need to be diabetic for this to hurt your heart. Many people over 60 are living with undiagnosed prediabetes, and that alone can trigger dangerous artery inflammation. The good news? This spiral can be stopped and even reversed with a few smart changes to your diet, lifestyle, and metabolism. That's what we'll explore next. You might be wondering, how do I even know if I have dangerous plaque? Great question. Most of us have heard of cholesterol tests or stress tests, but these don't tell the full story, especially when it comes to soft plaque, the kind that's most likely to cause a heart attack or stroke. That's where a special test comes in. It's called CINT, carotid intima media thickness. It's a simple, safe ultrasound of the arteries in your neck. No needles, no radiation. Just a painless scan that shows if plaque is starting to build up, and more importantly, whether it's soft and inflamed or hard and stable. Now you might ask, why the neck? Because research shows that what's happening in your neck arteries is usually a mirror of what's happening in your heart's arteries, up to 95% of the time. Here's the sad truth. Many doctors don't offer this test simply because it's not part of standard care yet. But if you're over 60, asking your doctor about a CINT could be one of the smartest things you do for your heart this year. Let's take a moment to talk about what doesn't work, even though many people believe it does. Myth number 1. If I lower my LDL, I'm safe. LDL cholesterol, often called bad cholesterol, is part of the story but not the main one. It turns out inflammation and insulin resistance are often the real culprits behind heart attacks. You can have normal LDL and still be at risk if your metabolism is out of balance. Myth number 2. A stent will prevent a heart attack. Stents are tiny tubes that doctors place in arteries to keep them open. But here's the surprising truth. Over 90% of stents don't actually prevent heart attacks. They're helpful during a heart attack, but don't protect you from having one in the future. Myth number 3. Supplements like apple cider vinegar or vitamin K2 will clean my arteries. These may help with certain aspects of health, but they're not proven to remove plaque or reduce heart attack risk directly. Real heart protection comes from managing blood sugar, insulin, and inflammation. It's easy to fall for simple solutions, but your heart deserves something better. A smarter, science-backed plan. So, what is the number 1 best meal for cleaning out your arteries? Here's the twist. The best meal is no meal at all. We're talking about fasting, the ancient practice of not eating for a period of time, which science now shows can be a powerful tool for heart health. Fasting isn't just about weight loss. It helps your body start a process called autophagy, a natural cleanup crew inside your cells. It clears out damaged parts, reduces inflammation, and gives your arteries time to heal and stabilize. That's why, in many cases, not eating for a stretch of time does more good for your arteries than any superfood could. So what kind of fasting works best? Prolonged water fasting, 1 to 3 days, has the strongest effect, but it's not for everyone. Intermittent fasting, like eating only between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m., is safer, sustainable, and very effective, especially for seniors. Of course, fasting isn't a magic fix. You still need to eat real, unprocessed foods. Avoid sugar and refined carbs. Move your body, even gently, but fasting can be the reset button your arteries have been waiting for. As always, talk with your doctor before making big changes, especially if you're on medication or managing a health condition. While fasting gives your arteries a break, what you eat between fasts is just as important. Let's keep it simple. Best foods for your arteries: non-starchy vegetables, broccoli, spinach, cauliflower, kale, lean proteins, wild fish, eggs, chicken, tofu, healthy fats, olive oil, avocado, walnuts, almonds, low glycemic carbs, if tolerated, lentils, sweet potatoes, berries. These foods don't spike your blood sugar, don't overload your body with insulin, and don't fuel inflammation, the real enemy of your arteries. Foods to avoid or limit: white bread, pasta, crackers, sugary drinks and fruit juice, packaged snacks with hidden sugars, highly processed meats. Here's something you might not expect. Even so-called healthy whole grains can spike blood sugar if your metabolism isn't working well. That's why it's important to know how your body handles carbs. If you struggle with weight gain, blood pressure, or rising blood sugar, your best bet might be fewer carbs and more fiber and protein. Also, don't fear saturated fat too much, unless it's pushing your calorie intake too high. The real issue is body fat, especially around the belly, which drives insulin resistance. And remember, building muscle through light resistance training helps your body burn sugar better and protect your heart. Eating well isn't about perfection, it's about patterns. And your heart will thank you for every smart choice you make. If there's one message we hope you take away today, it's this. There is no magic meal, no miracle pill, but there is a way to protect your heart and live stronger, longer, and more confidently through simple, sustainable changes to your daily habits. Get to know your metabolism, cut back on processed carbs, consider safe, gentle fasting, move your body and build muscle, even just a little, and focus on stabilizing plaque, not trying to erase it. Your health journey doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be consistent. Every small step you take, from a healthier lunch to a walk around the block to skipping that sugary snack, can help reduce inflammation, calm your arteries, and lower your risk of heart trouble. You're not powerless. In fact, you may have more control than you ever imagined. If this video helped you see heart health in a new light, subscribe to Timeless Wisdom for more trusted tips on living better after 60. And we'd love to hear from you. Have you ever tried fasting, or would you consider it for your heart health? Let us know in the comments below.